Welcome to the Consistent 24, where we turn habits into success and talents into profits. Let's get started.
All right, so today we're diving into something that I think we've all been kind of thinking about, modern marketing.
Yes.
But not just the basic stuff.
Right.
We're going deep with this one.
Okay.
We're talking Seth Godin's This is Marketing.
Oh, very cool.
Getting to the really good stuff, the stuff that makes you rethink how it all works.
Yeah, his work is always really thought-provoking.
Yeah.
What really stuck out to you from the book?
Oh, gosh, everything.
Okay.
But I think especially the way that he kind of flips the script on marketing being this, dirty word.
Right.
All those, spammy, salesy tactics.
Right.
Godin's no, forget that. He
Yeah.
sees it as something totally different.
Okay.
It's about this, genuine service to your audience, helping them solve a problem.
Yeah, it's a very refreshing perspective.
Yeah.
He really emphasizes that marketers should be problem solvers
Yes.
and focus on the needs of their audience above all else.
Yes, and this whole concept of the smallest viable market, I think really stood out to me.
Okay.
Instead of trying to be everything to everyone.
Right.
He says we should focus on that specific group of people who truly resonate with what we offer.
Yeah, find your tribe.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Find your people.
He uses that great example of Union Square Cafe
Oh, yeah.
in New York City.
Okay.
They're known for intentionally cultivating a very specific clientele
Interesting.
and choosing to serve a smaller group exceptionally well,
Okay.
rather than trying to please everybody.
Wow. And it's worked for them.
Yeah, they're very successful.
Yeah. That's a powerful example, I think, because it's so tempting to think bigger is always better.
Right.
But he makes a really good case for going narrow and deep
Yeah.
with your focus.
Absolutely.
So how do we find that smallest viable market?
Well, he talks a lot about understanding your audience's worldviews,
Okay.
which is basically the lens through which they see the world.
Their perspective.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And it's not just about demographics.
Okay. Okay.
It's about their values, their aspirations, their fears.
It's like that saying, don't meet your customers where they are, meet them where they think they are.
Yes, exactly.
deal.
Get inside their heads.
You have to understand their worldview.
Yes.
And he gives that cautionary tale of the JCPenney CEO
Oh, gosh, yes.
who tried to force this high-end retail model
onto a customer base that really thrived on discounts and bargains.
Huge mistake.
Yeah, big mistake.
Big mistake, yeah.
Didn't understand the worldview of his customer.
It backfired.
Yeah.
Talk about a pricing strategy backfired.
Yeah, and that's where creating these really detailed personas comes in.
Okay, personas.
Yeah, you're taking those worldviews
Okay.
and translating them into representations of your ideal customers.
So almost like characters in a story.
Exactly.
Okay.
Instead of just saying we target 25 to 34-year-old women,
Right.
you're getting way more specific.
So it's more about their motivations and desires.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
So you might have eco-conscious Emily who prioritizes sustainability,
Okay.
or tech-savvy Tom
Uh-huh.
who always wants the latest gadgets.
Or how about Discount Dan, always looking for a deal?
Exactly.
Okay.
Building these personas helps you tailor your marketing message
Okay.
to resonate with them more deeply.
It's all starting to click now.
Good.
So we need to define our smallest viable market,
Yes.
understand their worldview,
Yes.
and then create these detailed personas to really connect with them.
Exactly. And that's just the beginning.
Oh boy.
He goes on to explain how cultivating a really loyal fan base within that niche
Okay.
is really the key to long-term success.
Okay, so we've defined our tribe. We understand their worldview. We've even given them names with these personas.
Right.
But how do we actually reach these people?
Right.
Especially in this world where it's so noisy and everyone's shouting for attention.
Yeah, that's where I think his concept of permission marketing is really, really valuable.
Okay, permission marketing.
Yeah.
So it's about shifting from interruption to invitation.
Exactly.
Earning the right to connect with them
Yes.
rather than demanding it.
It's not about grabbing attention.
Right.
It's about earning it.
It's about those people who actually want to hear from us.
Yes, exactly.
Not just blasting out generic messages to the masses.
He talks about building a permission asset,
Permission asset, okay.
which is essentially, you can think of it like this treasure chest of engaged followers.
I like that.
Like your email list, people who listen to your podcast,
People who opted in.
people who've raised their hand and said, Yes, I want to hear from you.
It's like owning versus renting your audience.
Exactly.
Instead of being at the mercy of like social media algorithms or whatever.
Yeah, you have a direct line to these people.
Yeah, this is really key, and I see why you underline this in my notes.
It's powerful. And I mean, you see examples of this everywhere, right?
Yeah.
You think about like Tuma Basa,
Okay.
the guy that Spotify hired to curate their Rap Caviar playlist.
Okay, I know Rap Caviar.
Became this like tastemaker, launched the careers of all these artists.
Just because he had that direct line.
He had that permission asset,
Wow.
that direct line to millions of engaged listeners.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But getting those people to say yes in the first place requires trust, right?
Trust is everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Godin talks about this, back in the day, companies could get away with like over-promising and under-delivering.
Sure.
But those days are over.
Yeah.
Now it's all about transparency, consistency, and really genuinely caring about your audience.
People can sniff out a phony from a mile away.
Totally.
So, like, what does that look like in action? How do we build that trust?
Well, it's about showing up consistently,
Okay.
delivering on your promises, never taking their attention for granted.
Yeah.
You want them to feel like they're part of something special.
Okay, part of that tribe.
Yeah, like a community that they can believe in.
Okay, so that brings us to this concept of tension and status.
Oh, yeah.
I really wanted to unpack this because this is where things get interesting.
Yeah, a little bit edgy.
A little edgy, yeah.
It's like where psychology meets marketing.
Okay.
Godin argues that people are driven by these two fundamental desires.
Okay.
The desire to close gaps and to improve their status.
Okay.
And he calls these tension points.
Tension points. Okay.
These are like the areas where we feel a sense of unease or dissatisfaction.
So effective marketing, like, identifies those points and then offers solutions.
Exactly.
Okay.
Think about it. A great marketing campaign doesn't just like sell you something.
It makes you feel something.
It makes you feel something.
Yes.
It taps into that desire for change.
Yeah, for improvement.
For belonging.
To be better.
Exactly.
I love that example that Godin gives about the conservationist.
Oh, yes.
Who completely shifted the status of killing lions.
Yep.
Among the Maasai people in Kenya.
Yeah, Dr. Leela Hazza, amazing.
So she understood their culture.
She understood their traditions.
She understood their desire for status.
And their worldview.
Yes. And so by like introducing this new rite of passage that was focused on lion conservation,
yes,
completely reframed that narrative for them.
Yeah, she didn't try to eradicate a tradition.
Right.
She elevated it.
Yeah.
She aligned it with a higher purpose.
And now you have these young Maasai warriors who are gaining status by protecting lions.
Yes.
Not hunting them.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. And it's all because she understood.
It speaks to the power of really understanding the deeper desires.
The deeper desires.
Yes, that are driving your audience.
And it shows that marketing, when done right, can be a force for good.
It can be a force for good.
It's not just about selling products. It's about
shifting behaviors.
Yeah, shaping perceptions.
Yeah.
Making the world a better place.
That's
it's a really powerful idea.
Yeah, and I think Godin really wants us to ask ourselves, like, what change do we want to make in the world? Because our marketing should be an extension of that.
It should be an extension of our values and our aspirations.
Yes.
Okay, you've convinced me marketing can be a force for good, a way to make real change happen. But how do we actually get our message heard? There's still that whole problem of cutting through the noise.
Right. Well, this is where I think Godin's insights on, like, symbols, stories, and frequency are really key.
Okay.
They're like the secret sauce to make your marketing really stick.
Okay, let's break it down. Symbols first. Are we talking about like logos and branding?
It's more than that. Even Godin argues that symbols are everywhere in marketing.
Okay.
They're like these shortcuts we use to convey these complex ideas instantly. Think about like the Nike swoosh or the Apple logo.
We see those and we have like a whole flood of associations.
Exactly. We instantly know what they stand for.
Right.
But here's the thing. The meaning of a symbol, it's not inherent, right? It's learned.
Okay.
Like, take the typeface Comic Sans. For some people, that just screams unprofessional.
Right.
While other people might see it as fun and approachable.
Oh, that's interesting. It's all about context.
Exactly. Context is everything.
Yeah.
And that's why he emphasizes this idea of like vernacular.
Vernacular.
Speaking the language of your tribe.
Right.
A luxury car brand wouldn't use the same like tone or imagery as like a skateboard company.
Right. You got to meet them where they are.
Exactly.
With language that resonates.
Use those symbols and language that really connect with their worldview.
Okay. Which brings us to stories.
Oh, yeah.
Because Godin talks about how stories aren't just entertainment.
They're how we make sense of the world.
Right.
They help us connect, find meaning, make decisions.
We are hardwired for stories.
Totally. From bedtime stories
To like epic movies.
to those epic movies that stay with us forever.
Yes.
And Godin highlights these 3 types of stories that are particularly effective in marketing.
Okay, tell me more.
So there's the story of self,
Okay.
which is all about transformation.
Yeah.
Think about those like before and after weight loss ads.
Okay, got it.
Then you have the story of us,
Okay.
which taps into our longing for belonging and community.
Right.
Think about brands that build movements around like sustainability or social justice.
Building a community.
Exactly. And then finally, you have the story of now.
Story of now. Okay, so this is like limited time offers.
Exactly. Creating that sense of urgency.
Fear of missing out.
Yes, FOMO. And the best marketing campaigns will often weave these 3 stories together
Interesting.
to create this really compelling narrative.
So it's not just about selling a product, it's about selling a feeling.
It's about selling a feeling, an idea,
Right.
a better version of yourself.
Right.
But authenticity is key here.
People can spot a phony,
Totally.
which brings us to frequency.
Yes.
And I have to admit, like, I'm guilty of giving up too soon.
Yeah.
If I don't see results right away, I'm like, well, I guess my message isn't working.
Yeah, Godin calls that the marketing dip.
The marketing dip.
That period where you're putting in the work, but it seems like crickets.
Right. It's tough.
It's tough. And he argues that we vastly underestimate the power of repetition.
Repetition. Okay.
Think about those annoying jingles that get stuck in your head.
Oh, totally. I'm like humming that insurance commercial right now.
You see, repetition works.
Yeah.
It builds familiarity and trust.
Okay.
So it's about showing up consistently, even when it feels like no one's listening.
So to recap, find your tribe, speak their language, tell authentic stories,
Yes.
and repeat, repeat, repeat.
You got it. But most importantly, remember that marketing is about making a difference.
Yes.
It's about finding those people you want to serve, identifying the change you want to create in the world,
Right.
and using your skills to tell a story that resonates.
It's about leaving the world a little bit better than we found it.
Exactly. And on that note, we'll leave you with a final thought. What story do you want to tell? What change do you want to see in the world? Because with the right approach, marketing can be that megaphone that amplifies your message and makes that change happen.
I love that. So good. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Seth Godin's work. We hope it sparked some new ideas and given you plenty to think about. Until next time, happy marketing.
Thanks for tuning in to The Consistent 24. If you found value, subscribe and leave a review. Remember to check the synopsis for more free ways to unlock your potential and build profits. The Consistent 24, just listen to learn.